Hey guys, this is Spartacus here and welcome back to another video. Today's topic is going to be about skill-based matchmaking, and this is the most #1 rated topic of the Call of Duty community. People just do not shut up about skill-based matchmaking. You always see those people who reply to Call of Duty on Twitter and be like, remove SBMM, your game sucks, blah blah blah, this and that, and my goodness, you guys, I just cannot believe like how stretched thin that this topic is in the Call of Duty community. And so since I'm talking about today's video, it's very clear that I'm running out of video ideas. But no, anyway, all jokes aside, the main reason why I'm talking about skill-based matchmaking once again here on the channel is because I did see a conversation about it on Twitter, and somebody did make up a good point that's always been in the back of my mind, but I've never really expressed it enough in a video, and we'll definitely talk about it a little bit later on. But the main question in this video is skill-based matchmaking really that bad? Are we overreacting when it comes to SBMM? Like why do we overreact? Why is it such a big deal in the Call of Duty community, and why do so many of us want it to go away? And so obviously, for those of you who don't know, skill-based matchmaking is exactly what it sounds like. It's literally that when the game puts you into lobbies into similar skill levels. So you're going against players who have the similar KD, similar win-lose ratio. They're basically almost identical players like you. And for the most part, each lobby that you get into, you're going to be going up against someone who's of similar skill level. And there's a lot of people out there who do actually defend skill-based matchmaking staying in the game. And the reason why so many people complain about it nowadays is since Modern Warfare 2019, the dial on skill-based matchmaking has been turned up. It's become more strict than what we've seen in previous titles of Call of Duty. And the same thing can be said with Cold War. It's definitely noticeable in that game as well. And so a lot of people are upset that it's turned up this high because it never was the case before. And a lot of the reasons why people think why we don't want skill-based matchmaking is because we just want to kick ass. You know, us Call of Duty players who are above average, who are better than most people out there when it comes to the Call of Duty series, people think that we just want to kick ass. We just want to pump stomp people every single day. But that's not always the case. Sure, I love kicking ass in Call of Duty. It feels great. But also there's a trade-off to it where I'm not always going to be kicking ass. You know, I'm also going to have those really close matches. I'm also going to have those matches where I'm getting blown out. You know, that's what you get. That's the risk you take for playing Call of Duty. You never know if you're going to go off, if you're going to do terrible, or if you're going to be even with the enemy team, and you're going to have these really intense matches. And so that's one of the reasons why I love Call of Duty, because it's competitive in that aspect. For me personally, although I would love to dominate every single game of Call of Duty that I play, I just don't feel like it's necessary for me to actually kick ass all the time. Sometimes I kind of just want to lay back and just play the game. I don't want to actually take it completely seriously. Or like there are times where I do get those really close matches and my team ends up winning by like 1 point or something like that. And those are matches that I love to play for. I love playing those really close games. Those are very intense. They're entertaining to me. And I love that competitive aspect. I also love kicking ass. I love going off on people, calling in nukes if that's ever possible. That's like super rare for me to ever do. I'm not that good of a Call of Duty player. But of course, I don't like getting my ass kicked. Like nobody likes to get their ass kicked. But if it happens every once in a while, sure, that's totally fine with me. Especially if I'm using like weapons that aren't very good. But either way, I'm not trying to say that I want to kick ass every single game. Like that's not true at all. It's mostly due to a connection issue, which is another thing that you don't really see too many people talk about. You see a lot of people want skill-based matchmaking to be gone or to be reduced in some sort of capacity that we've seen in previous titles. And I think that's definitely how I feel. I definitely feel the same way. But a lot of people's reasoning for removing or reducing skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty is not necessarily the right reasons. And one of the reasons that I have, which I think is so important, I think a lot of you can actually relate to me, is connection. Skill-based matchmaking has been proven to actually reduce connection in certain servers. And so this is, I cannot tell you how much I've experienced this with Modern Warfare 2019, with Warzone especially. Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how many servers I have just, my friends and I have just been able to crash, and like we're just lagging like crazy. Skill-based matchmaking reduces your connection to servers. And so what skill-based matchmaking does, instead of actually putting you in lobbies where you have a good decent connection where everybody is able to, like, I guess, play the game essentially, instead it's focusing more on skill. So it's only going to match you with people who are of similar skill level of you. It doesn't matter if they're locally or really far away. They just want to connect to you with people of similar skill level, and so you're going to might end up in a server that's so far away from you that your connection isn't going to be very good to the server overall, and you're just not going to have a very good experience once the match starts. And so that is a huge issue with skill-based matchmaking that I definitely see nowadays. And if you're someone like me who does not have good internet connection when it comes to playing multiplayer games, then this is a huge issue. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to me that not having good internet, not having that fast speed internet to actually connect basically anywhere around the world efficiently can be very irritating, and that is one of the biggest reasons why I just want skill-based matchmaking to be removed, or of course reduced to a certain capacity that we've seen in previous Call of Duty titles. As someone who has been playing the Call of Duty series for like over 8 years now, it's, oh my goodness, you guys, I've been playing for so long, I've definitely noticed skill-based matchmaking in previous titles. For example, Advanced Warfare. That's a game that nobody ever talks about, but I remember an instance where my friends would get online and I'd always want to play with them because I knew if I partied up with them, I would actually get into easier lobbies because none of my friends are of same skill level as me. Like they're not as good as Call of Duty nearly as much as I am, and so my stats are a lot better than theirs. And so when I party up with some of my friends, and I remember back in Advanced Warfare, I remember partying up with some of my friends, and I ended up just kicking ass. Like I was just dominating the enemy team. It was like ridiculously huge difference in skill level, and I knew that would happen too because I knew my friends didn't have that good of stats. And so that's a really good example of skill-based matchmaking being in previous titles, because a lot of people seem to think that skill-based matchmaking just all of a sudden happened in Modern Warfare or something like that. But to be fair, ever since Advanced Warfare, I've seen people bitch about skill-based matchmaking, but there wasn't enough evidence and I guess proof back then for people to actually test out to actually prove like how strict SBMM was back then. But once Modern Warfare 2019 came out, it was really clear, like night and day difference, that there was skill-based matchmaking in that game, and that has been turned up a lot more than what we've seen in previous Call of Duty titles. Now it is time to bring up this point that I was trying to say at the beginning of the video, but now here we are in the end of the video, and I just need to say it. Players, gamers, they are just going to get better at video games overall. You know, someone like me who's been playing the Call of Duty series for a long time, I have a really good understanding how Call of Duty gameplay goes, and so therefore I'm going to be better than the average player out there. However, there's also always going to be new players entering the Call of Duty series every single year, and therefore those people are probably going to stick with the series for a long time, and they're just going to get better every single day. And not to mention, there's people who just like me who've been playing the Call of Duty series for a long time, and you know, they're already at like the same skill level as me, or if not better. And so the point I'm trying to make is that gamers are just going to get better overall. You know, people are just going to get better at video games as time goes on, and that's something we're going to have to just keep in the mind and keep in the back of our heads. You know, people are going to be playing video games. Video games are extremely popular now, and so people in general are just going to get better at them, and just not taking SBMM in consideration. That's just something that we have to think about and just realize that people in general are just going to get better, and you just gotta like take that with what it is. And so but then you put skill-based matchmaking into that equation, and then it just becomes this huge mess, because now everybody's just going up against the same people. Not only that, not only are they going up against the same people, but they're also going against those people of same skill level. And so that's another thing about Call of Duty that pisses me off, is that lobbies always disband. You know, it used to be that you could always stay in the same lobby if you really wanted to, but as soon as the match is over, you're getting put into a new lobby, and in some cases you're going up against the same players because there's no other people that are online who are the same skill level as you. So skill-based matchmaking is like, well, we're just gonna match you with the same people again. Yeah, just completely ridiculous, you guys. But anyway, let's go back to the question at the beginning of the video. Is skill-based matchmaking that bad? Does it really need to be removed? I don't think it needs to be completely removed, because there's definitely people out there who are not good at video games. They're like maybe the disabled people who can't actually move as fast as like some of us able-bodied people. But either way, there is a lower tier level of gamers out there who just cannot play up to the average potential, and so I definitely think skill-based matchmaking is good for protecting those types of players. But when it comes to players such as myself, someone who's been playing for this series a long time, it's just not beneficial at all. And of course, there's a lot of casual people out there who don't want to get their butts kicked in Call of Duty, but I feel like if you're a casual player, you don't really care if you do that good or not. So I don't really understand why they're trying to defend the whole skill-based matchmaking situation, but I don't know, that doesn't really make any sense. Not to mention having more strict skill-based matchmaking will actually force people to reverse boost more often, so they'll just force their accounts to go into a lower level of skill-based matchmaking, so that way they can kick ass and have that good feeling. And so I think that's another reason why skill-based matchmaking should be reduced to what we've seen in previous Call of Duty titles, just because reverse boosting won't be as effective. So if anything, for those of you who are defending SBMM, you're kind of screwing yourselves over, because you're going to be going up against people who are just going to have reverse boosted accounts and just be able to kick your ass eventually. So it doesn't really make any sense to have it. I just think they need to reduce it back to what we've seen in the older Call of Duty titles, probably like Black Ops 2, for example. I think they did a good job with it, like in those kind of days. But anyway, that is my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. And of course, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty videos every single day. And I shall catch you guys later.